Hey friends, well, it looks like I have done it again. I just went through my freezer and this whole sink full of bags and odds and ends are what I found. You know, I try really hard to use what I have and to make use of leftovers, but somehow this just kind of crept up on me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through each and every bag, see what I can salvage for another meal. I don't want to end up cooking more and more so that I have additional leftovers to deal with. But I'm going to have to make a decision on whether these things are usable, if they will make something good to eat, or if I need to compost them. So I'm just going to start opening bags and see what I have here, okay? Okay guys, this is what I found in all those bags. I think I emptied out about 10 or 12 freezer bags. Oh my goodness, a lot of odds and ends of things. Here's a little bit of lunch meat that goes along with this turkey, that goes along with this chipped ham, that goes along with this salami. Let's just put those together. Now you know why I only buy, $1's worth of lunch meat at a time, because I just don't eat it. I found some sausage. Here is some summer sausage, a couple of pieces of apricots, 2 chicken enchiladas. Here's a little bit of ham, a little bit of bacon under there. What else? Here's some pork. It's mostly bone, but I saved it for soup, I'm sure. Here's a little bit of the juices from when I cooked the pork. This is turkey broth. And then here is some turkey breast. So you know that's from months and months ago. Here are some orange rolls. I know I'm not going to eat them. I've eaten some of the leftovers and they just come out hard as rocks. So I know this is going to go directly to compost. I found a couple slices of bread, a couple of the apple pie crescents. This is rice and scrambled eggs. Back here I have celery and I'm saving that. I have found that it's really convenient to go ahead and clean and cut up some celery pieces for when I cook. And then here, bless its heart, I had forgotten all about this too. This is marzipan that my son gave me for Christmas. It's almond filling and chocolate around it. It's absolutely delicious. So, the turkey I'm sure I can make some salad out of. The broth I will definitely use for soup. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with these different lunch meats. I had thought about just combining them, grinding them all up into like a salad spread. The summer sausage is okay. And then here's some ham, maybe for ham and scalloped potatoes. The rice, obviously for a little bit of fried rice. I am so hungry for fish and for shrimp. I haven't had either of those for months. But I'm not allowing myself to buy any of it until I make use of these items, because it's just one more thing that I will put in the freezer. So I will keep you up to date on what I decide to do with these things, but I would imagine that a number of you are in the same situation that I am. You've got all these little bits and pieces in your freezer. You have all the good intentions of doing something with them, and then they just kind of sit there for a week and month at a time and eventually, get freezer burn and get thrown out. So I'm trying to avoid that and just think of something creative to come up with these, okay? All right, my friends, I will let you know what I do with it all, okay? See you later. Okay, guys, I am working on using all these little leftovers that I showed you. This is the turkey. I shredded it and I added some mayonnaise, some pickle, and a little bit of dried fruit. This is a mixture of golden raisins, dried cherries, and cranberries. I might have some walnuts in the freezer, and I think I'm going to try to find 1 or 2 pieces and cut it up and add it to this. And this is just going to go into the refrigerator. For dinner tonight, I'm having these enchiladas. They were a little bit dry, so I added some spaghetti sauce on the side, and I'm just going to warm them up in the microwave. And I might have some of this avocado and tomato and a little bit of lettuce in here as a salad. So that's what I'm doing with these leftovers, and I will see you later, okay? Okay, guys, dinner is ready. It's the reheated enchiladas with a little bit of extra sauce and cheese and a tomato and lettuce salad. I was going to add my avocado, but when I cut into it, the whole thing was rotten. So that was kind of disappointing. But this is going to be good. It's one of my favorites. And that's what's for dinner on Saturday. I had a lot of chocolate chips left over from Christmas too, and so it seemed like today was a good day to bake up a pan of chocolate chip cookies. I wish you could smell them. They smell so good. Okay, friends, I'm continuing on with my quest to use up the leftovers and all the little odds and ends that I pulled from the freezer the other day. So today I'm making a kind of a lo mein. I found a partial box of lo mein noodles, and I've got some water on. I'm going to cook them off first. I also have some fresh asparagus, and then this is some of the meat that I pulled out the other day. There's some ham and lunch meat. I've got some garlic here, onion, pepper, oyster sauce, a little bit of oil, and some kosher salt. So I'm just going to go ahead and dice the meat and put it in the bowl along with some seasonings. I'll cook the noodles, and then I will steam the asparagus, and then we'll just kind of put everything together and see what turns out, okay? Hey guys, dinner is ready, and I'm pretty satisfied with how this lo mein turned out. I have the lunch meat and almonds, green onions, some regular onions, garlic, the oyster sauce, a little bit of sesame seed oil, sugar, and I don't think I'm going to put the asparagus in here. I'm just going to serve it as a side dish, which looks pretty good to me. So that's what's for dinner tonight, just some leftovers, and I probably will get a couple meals out of this again for sure, but it's something that I will like. All right, my friends, tell me what you do with your leftovers, okay? Share your ideas with us. Good morning, guys. It is Monday, about 20 after 10. I have a dental appointment in a couple of hours, so I'm going to have some breakfast. It's just cottage cheese and fruit and some toast. I'm adding a little bit of maple syrup, and over here I have some coffee, and here are my birthday carnations. They're really hanging in there beautifully still. I really love carnations, and these are especially pretty, aren't they? So that is what's on the agenda for Monday, all right? And I will see you later. I have the oven preheated to 350 degrees, and I'm just going to put a little bit of black pepper on these and a tiny sprinkle of Italian seasoning. So each of these has sauce, cheese, meat, onion, and a little bit of seasoning on them, and they're going to go into the oven for about 8 minutes, maybe up to 10, but not much more than that. Okay guys, to finish off this challenge, I'm going to make some bean soup. Last night I measured out 1/2 cup of these dried Great Northern beans, and look how they have expanded. There's probably 1.5 cups, close to 2 cups of beans here, just from absorbing the water. But anyway, I'm going to have beans, and I'm going to season it with bay leaf, salt, onion and garlic powders, thyme, black pepper. I have a little bit of the pork broth that I had saved in the freezer, and I have this piece of pork. It's actually mostly bone, but I'm going to put that in there for flavoring. And then I've got carrot and onion. I'll be putting in a little bit of parsley and some garlic cloves. And in the freezer I also found some of these pieces of celery. Some of them look kind of yucky, but I'll pick out the ones that are still a nice green color. And then I found 1/2 packet of the seasoning from an Oodles of Noodles chicken soup. So we'll just put it all together and cook it off and see what we come up with, okay? Okay, I have had the beans cooking for about 35 to 40 minutes, and they're starting to get tender. So now I'm going to add all the rest of the ingredients, including the celery, the pork bone, the carrot, the onion and the garlic. So this might splash a little bit, but here we go. Okay, I've got my aromatics and the protein in here. Here are the beans, and now I'm going to add seasonings. I'm adding 1 bay leaf, a couple of good grinds of black pepper, a little bit of onion powder. Even though I use the raw, there's something about adding the powders that still gives a depth to the flavor. Here's some garlic powder, a little bit of thyme, and then finally I'm going to give it a little sprinkle of kosher salt, and I will be tasting for seasoning later on. But I'm going to bring that back to a boil and then lower the heat and just let it simmer for a while until everything is tender. And then I will take that pork bone out, trim off the meat, and add that back into the soup. So here goes. I just remembered I wanted to add this seasoning from the oodle soup, so in it goes. And I'm going to stir it up. There you go. Okay, we'll see in a little bit. Okay guys, the soup is done. Let's dish up some of these beans. I already took a little bit of the meat off and put it in the bowl. Nice hearty bean soup. Making good use of our leftovers. That was the whole point of this, right? The beans are nice and tender. And I'm going to top it off with some fresh parsley. Not only for the looks, but for the vitamin C. So, very, very nice. Okay, here we go guys. Bean soup for dinner. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me on this little trip of trying to use up my leftovers from the freezer. I didn't do 100%. There were some things I didn't use, a few things that I threw away. But you know what? It was fun trying to figure out some things to make with the little odds and ends. And I just wanted to bring you along for the trip, okay? Hey, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you soon.